Aloha! Welcome to my channel. This is our year to shine, and I thought I'd come to you during my special Hawaiian day. If you're following my channel, you know that this year is all about having something to look forward to in 2021. And this was my special January envelope project set up by a friend who happens to have a birthday today. And I didn't even choose the day specifically for her birthday. I mean, I knew her birthday was coming up, but I picked a day that was good for my own schedule. And then I thought, how cool is it that I'm also celebrating my Hawaiian day on her birthday too. So it's actually a lot of fun. You can see I have some decorations. I have a sun, big sun balloon in the background. So even though in upstate New York it's snowy and rainy and kind of gross out, here in my Hawaiian paradise it's very nice. I have some of the waves going with images of the Hawaiian beach. I was listening to some music earlier. I have a couple of the movies that she recommended, and I watched one earlier, and then I'll continue to watch them. I already ate my Hawaiian pizza. I made some fruit little skewers here with flowers. Oh, and this is the funniest thing. I didn't even fill it up because I've been drinking out of it. I could not find like a tiki glass. I was looking everywhere for like a really Hawaiian one or like a coconut glass or something, and I couldn't find one, but I found a giant martini glass. So I've been enjoying some punch. Ooh. Nice. I'm such a delicate flower here. You can't take me anywhere. I thought since I'm coming to talk to you today that I would also bring in a topic from the book Enough that we are talking about on the channel now. And it's a good segue from our talk yesterday, because we talked a little bit about the masculine and feminine energy, mostly about the masculine energy being the self-made man, like the driven feeling of feeling like you have to perform to succeed and be rewarded. And then what about the feminine side though? Do you believe that there has to be a balance between the masculine and feminine? Like, I really liked how she brought up the yin and yang. I love the yin and yang symbol. It's just like I like the eternity symbol too. And the way that those two sides, you know, like it's a continuous thing. Same thing with the yin yang, if you're not familiar with it. It's that black and white circle, and there's a little sort of like wavy line in the middle, and then there's the opposite color in a little dot in each quadrant. So it's a really great balance symbol. I have a piece of artwork that has a yin yang right in the middle of it, and I like it. And in terms of the feminine, I'm going to share something from a past journal that I knew I had. I was able to find it. It was like 3 years ago now. I went to see a healer that does various things. Like, I don't know if you've ever heard of muscle testing, where they might ask you a question and it's like your arm goes up or down easily, like even if you're not consciously knowing the answer to something. And so one thing that she told me at the time was that I really needed to balance out the feminine side, like that I was really striving more with the masculine qualities. And I can see that because I was like 90% raised by a man. So I don't know that I'm the typical woman. Like I always feel like I've definitely been more the masculine, like performance driven kind of end. I never was really like a homemaker, like a mom sort of like cook dinner for everybody person, but I've started to embrace some of the feminine things. And so I'm just going to share some things that I had looked up at the time about ways to bring the feminine energy in if it's something that you're feeling like a little bit off balance between your own masculine and feminine qualities. So Lori talks to us. This is Lori, the author of the book, Lori McCannon. Valuing feminine roles and qualities. I can't speak today. It's like I'm on a sugar high from all the fruit and the punch and the Hawaiian pizza and just having fun in general. You can see I had fun with my decorations and everything. Recovering our connection to the universal enough story is greatly assisted by recovering the lost feminine qualities within ourselves. Because the enough story is assisted by the feminine, it is very nurturing and healing. The feminine qualities allow, yield, let go, open up to the subtle within us and all around us. Feminine qualities are more receptive than assertive, more observing than judging, more organic than formulaic, more hearing than speaking, more interrelating than individualizing. Nowhere are the feminine qualities more necessary than to clear the debris of the never enough paradigm, the deep loneliness and wounded self-perceptions we carry with us as the quote, I am not enough. I'm thinking about, I don't mean to generalize between the genders, but I am thinking about the pressure that men are under to be the provider, or, to have that career, be the stable one. I'm not saying that they don't have the same choices that women do, and I think women have plenty of pressure on them as well, because it's like the choice is almost hard for women, because it's like, do I do one thing or the other, or do I try to balance out? Yeah, so it's not easier to be one gender or the other, but I do think about how I wonder what the difference is between the two genders, as far as do men tend to feel like they're not enough more than women? Because maybe the standards for them, well, I don't know. Do you think they're higher, or do you think standards are higher for women? That's something we haven't discussed yet. It's just something that came to my mind. The more concrete and visible qualities of the masculine, such as action, deductive reasoning, initiative, and physicality, have made up the backbone of the never enough civilization. We're well trained in these ways of acting and perceiving. This does not make the masculine a conspirator in never enough. It has rather been a servant to it. But anytime half of our collective capability is devalued or neglected, it creates an imbalance and separation. It also means that without the feminine, we cannot achieve an accurate sense of the whole that we are, which creates a perceptual error and suffering. And I guess if you wanted to take gender out of it, you could just consider the balance of the cause and effect, or the polarities of two things, whether it's related to gender or not. So like good and bad, or like fear versus love, or so it's like you have to have that balance, be somewhere in the middle, and have a little bit of everything. Evolution isn't always an easy process. The pendulum swings back and forth between the extremes, and we cultivate sufficient longing for wholeness and convergence, drawing us to the complete cycle of learning. The never enough story has been one of those extreme pendulum swings, leaving many on the planet today deeply longing for wholeness, which requires us to utilize our feminine qualities. Qualities we long for, such as kindness, patience, nurturing, deep listening, unconditional love, sharing, community, compassion, and peace, are in short supply when the feminine is not adequately represented or valued. By cultivating an awareness of the, quote, the other half of our soul, we claim the missing piece we all need to achieve wholeness and to enter the wider enough story. This is healing, she says. Therefore, it benefits all beings on earth, both male and female, to consciously develop an awareness of and respect for the subtle feminine qualities within. I think a lot of us watching the channel or participating in it are probably women. And I mean, Simple Abundance was definitely written with an angle for women more than men, but there may be some male watchers out there. And maybe the male watchers might struggle even more with embracing their feminine side. So when I met with the healer a few years ago, and we talked about balancing out the male and female sides, because I forget which one is which. I feel like I'm going to have to look it up. I forget. One side of your body is like, as far as like the it's not the chakras, it's the meridians. There's meridians that are like energetic lines and stuff that are all throughout your body, and one side of your body is feminine and one is masculine. And I think at the time, and now I'm thinking that maybe it's the left side is the feminine, because at the time I was having 2 issues on the left side of my body, and so it might have just been that I was really needing to nurture the feminine. I don't know. I'll have to look it up afterwards. But so I did an entry on welcoming the feminine in my life, and I had looked up some ways to do that. So one is to create art. Redecorating, painting canvas, coloring, signing up for an art class, doing kid projects, and making music. 2 is anything that you're nurturing. So from plants to people. Nurture with food and water. Be a vessel of positive energy, touch, and affection. Number 3 is give intuition the wheel. We talked about that yesterday, about letting go and having that combined relationship with grace. So your senses and higher self can see and feel things that basic human senses can't in some respects. Number 4, welcome emotions. Expressing emotions helps to balance masculine and feminine energy. Well, I must be an expert at that. Also good for personal health, relationships, and self-awareness. Yeah, you don't really want to be stuffing down your emotions. Number 5, think holistically. Look at situations as a whole. Consider the mind, body, and soul. And then I just have a note about, just focusing on the balance between the male and female energies. And the things that I have written here for masculine are doing something competitive, construct a project, read up on the latest science, test physical strength, relax when work is done. So those were some of the masculine things. Guess what? The left side is the feminine side. I see another note from another page. And so it's like the left side, mother, feminine, the right side, father, masculine. Yeah. So that makes sense, because at the time I was having 2 different pains on the left side of my body. Which, aside from, well, one of them is definitely resolved. The other one only comes up occasionally. But maybe I need to think about that in terms of the imbalance of male and female energy. Yeah, I'm glad I revisited that. Let me know what you think. I'm feeling very feminine today with the little flower in my hair, and I'm wearing a dress and my lei, and just having a very relaxing vacation here, thanks to my friend and the awesome little suggestions that she gave me. I am tonight going to try to do the mocha loca, I think it was called, or loca maca, I might be saying it wrong, with the beef patty and the egg and the gravy and the rice. So we'll see how it goes. I've already indulged in some Hawaiian rolls as well. So I embrace the theme. I've been, enjoying when I'm not watching a movie in the background. I've got either the waves going like I do now, or I've had some just nice Hawaiian tunes on in the background. So this is really nice, and I hope that maybe you can take a day like this during the winter sometime and just sort of chill, whether you get decorated and dressed up or not, or just pretend you're somewhere. I was thinking too, I was just telling a friend that I don't know a ton about the Hawaiian culture and history, so I may look and see if there's a documentary or something that I can watch on the native people and some of their beliefs. And I only know some things through movies that I've seen, but yeah, I'm interested, and like anytime I get into something, I want to learn about it too. So that's on the list today as well. Well, just wanting to relax. And Annabelle got a brand new little fish toy. It's appropriately hot pink for the Hawaiian theme, and she's taking a nap right now, but she was having fun playing with it. So we can pretend that she caught it in the Hawaiian Ocean. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for watching, and enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'll see you on the next video. I don't know how to say goodbye. Maybe it's also aloha, but aloha. Bye.